Alright. Can everybody hear me now? My mic should be on, and the volume should be reasonable, I assume. Nice. Nice. It's good when technology does what it's supposed to do. Alright. So what is this page? Nice. Awesome. So this is just a casual chill stream, cause haven't really interacted with you guys in a hot minute, unless you're of course on my Discord server, which is always loads of fun. Sometimes not so fun, but you know, we get through it. So hopefully I get back into a more regular schedule with streaming, though that'll probably be on Twitch, and I think the link to my Twitch channel is in the description somewhere, but it might be YouTube too, I don't know. Just be on both, and then you'll know, and then I'll know. So how are you doing, everyone? Glad you could all join us, well, join me, on this, the glorious return to my streaming. YouTube keeps telling me my resolution is 540, but I cannot put it higher, because if I put it higher, then the stream is going to wet the bed on itself. ASMR live stream. Not on your life. Alright. So man, there's lots of chats. But that's awesome. Alright. Let us see where we should start talking about stuff. Well, that's an easy question. What time is it at your place? What time is it? 8:38 p.m. I am on Eastern Standard Time. I actually recently returned up home here in Mass from my subjugation down in Florida. And let's not even talk about that. Oh yes, the 540p only club. That's all we're getting today, folks. Otherwise, those frames are gonna drop so damn fast, like you wouldn't even believe. Yep, so many Eastern Standard Time people. Nice. No, God damn it, Delta. What's up, Zach? See, I was in Florida, but I'm not there anymore. Which is good, because Florida is way too hot and way too humid for my liking. Are you allowed to talk politics? I wouldn't. You know, that's a dicey territory. Well, that's a good question. I've actually haven't seen much of Power Rangers Hyperforce. I like what I've seen of it. I like the improv comedy aspect of it. I don't think I was really much used to the format of tabletop RPGs. I think that's the first one I even attempted to watch live, and the advertising for it was interesting because I had no idea what they were going to do until they did it, and then that was good fun, but I haven't found the time to catch up with it as of yet. Do I like Lego? Oh yes. I have loved Lego for, gosh, the better part of my life. I'm the kind of person that really likes building things. So Legos, Mega Blocks, even before then, and those toys. I don't know if anyone's heard of them, where it's like tiny metal balls, and there's like magnet things, and then you attach them to the balls, and you stick them all together, kind of like molecules. Those I was really big on too. So anything that gives me the chance to build something, that was what I was doing as a child. If it wasn't, buying Power Rangers toys, or buying Pokemon video games, or buying Transformers toys, etc., etc. My God, Patty, every other comment you make, they're flagging it. Oh man, so many. All right. Sup, Disney Brain? How you doing, Carved? Duh. Warped. Nice. Got it on the first try. Have you ever watched Legend of Korra? And if so, what do you think about Amon? Yes, Legend of Korra is one of my favorite TV shows, probably of all time, in spite of itself at times. I think Amon specifically, since you brought him up, is really captivating villain, really, really well voice acted by none other than Steve Blum, who's just a voice acting legend in his own right. But I think the foundation for what Amon tries to represent and what he does overall is a little bit shaky, and you sort of get the feeling that what with Nickelodeon being a little indecisive about the episode orders and everything they were trying to sort of create as one just tiny mini-series before it sort of blew up and then became the 4 seasons that we know, it sort of shows because there wasn't quite the time to set the foundation that they wanted to, but also the biggest foundation, which is, okay, how do we prove that non-benders are actually getting oppressed by benders when the only time that happened in history is when the Fire Nation specifically oppressed everyone, but then the Water Tribe and then the entire Earth Kingdom were fighting against them. So benders were fighting against benders, against oppression of benders. So it's like, what? So maybe with a few more episodes in that sort of realm, they could have figured that sort of thing out. But so I like Amon, but I think in terms of how he's structured, he's not as well put together as like Kuvira, for example, who's my favorite of those 4 villains, with Zahir being close behind and Unalaq just under him. Oh man, I'm probably way behind on chat now. As per usual, I was speaking forever. Oh my lord. Okay, where was I? Is it bad I never seen the Sentai of Power Rangers? No, it is not bad. I've seen a couple Sentai myself. I've, of course, made a few videos reviewing Sentai myself, and a lot of the stuff I've seen has been pretty fun. Some of it not as fun, and I generally like PR a bit more than Sentai overall, despite me not being very experienced in watching Sentai as much, of course. But, watch what you want to watch, like what you want to like. And if you want to give it a shot someday, then maybe find a concept that interests you and just dive in. Like, if you really want my recommendation, like, I would strongly recommend both Kyoryuger and Lupin vs. Power Ranger. I don't know which of those I like more, but those are my 2 favorite Sentai at the moment. Okay, where was I? Oh my. Damn, I think I skipped several comments. Oh boy. I'm not answering what my favorite love triangle is, Delta, because none of them are. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. If you want a serious answer, then... I didn't mind the love triangle they did in Stranger Things Season 2, which was among Lucas, that's his name, Dustin, and skateboarder girl, who I forget the name of, but that I thought was kind of, I guess, what I wanted to see when I just lambasted love triangles in my love triangles are bad and whatever video, because I felt that the way they utilized that one kind of spoke to the characters a bit, maybe not always in super appealing ways or super positive ways if you really take a closer look at it, but I feel like it was one of those things that were revealing, and it didn't feel like it was there to be cynical or to start a stupid ship war or whatever. Like, not that I mind if people start ship wars on their own right, but it didn't seem like it was put there for that express purpose. It felt like it was there to really tell us a bit more about the characters involved in all that and how they relate to each other and this new character and how that eventually resolves in the end, which I guess resolved with Lucas getting what he wanted. So that is my serious answer as to a love triangle that I did not mind so much. In fact, it could be argued that I had decent affinity for it. Man. Man, I'm so far behind. Alright, good. Music is still playing. Oh boy. Man, there is 61 of you. That is crazy. Hope everyone's having a good night and a good just life in general. I know these are trying times, but hopefully you're making the most of it. Hopefully things are going all right on your end, and hopefully my videos serve as some type of respite to everything that is happening, because we certainly all could use one. Oh, this is an interesting question. What is the one Power Ranger crossover that is missing in the universe? Huh. That is an interesting question. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say Jungle Fury and Operation Overdrive. Sorry, and not just because my obvious Jungle Fury bias is showing, but I felt like after what happened in the, some would argue, divisive Once a Ranger team up, where the Operation Overdrive team largely looked even worse than a lot of people already tend to see them as, and everything that happened with that. And, you know, the crossover was good fun, but it did not paint them in a great light moving forward. But I feel like if you did an Overdrive Jungle Fury crossover, kind of more in the vein as the crossover they did between Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm, which I thought was just excellent. That's just either maybe number 2, number 3. Just one of my favorite crossovers of all time. The way the two casts interact with each other, if you haven't seen that crossover recently, is just pitch perfect. It's like they've been working together this entire time, and that's much credit to the actors, much credit to the directors, and much credit to the people writing that exact crossover. So I feel like if you did a crossover between Overdrive and Jungle Fury in that vein, especially if you had like the Fear Cats team up with Jared because cat motif, that kind of makes sense, then you kind of got something there, and you've got a chance to redeem characters that honestly could use a bit of redeeming in many PR fans' eyes. So I'd say that would be the crossover that we're missing. And I don't know if the Sentai version even exists for that, and maybe it does between Bokenger and Geki Ranger. So I don't even know if they could have done it, but would have been nice. Oh, this is interesting. What are you currently watching right now on your streaming services? Well, unlike the rest of the world, now this is going to shock you guys, and understandably so. I do not actually have Disney Plus. I know, it sounds crazy, but I already pay enough for Netflix, and that's already given me more options than I've even gone through right now. And most of the stuff that's on Disney Plus anyway is stuff that I've already seen before, or have seen a lot. So part of me thought maybe not the best place to actually expand my horizons, whereas with Netflix there's obviously a lot more variety there because they're not limited to whatever is under the Disney umbrella, even though the Disney umbrella obviously gets larger and larger and quite frankly scarier every single day as they continue to monopolize the world of mass media. Anyways, not to bring down the mood, let's see what else we've got. Oh damn! We got ourselves a donation. Oh, thank you, Mark Hastings, for the... Is that euros? Damn, my American is coming out. Alright, so Mark Hastings asks, how much Kamen Rider have you watched so far? Did you get to watching Kamen Rider W, or is there something else that interests you? Excellent question, my good man. And thank you again so much for the donation. So, I have watched a bit of Kamen Rider. At this point, I've seen more or less about the same amount of Kamen Rider as Sentai. I've seen all of Kamen Rider ZO, or GO as they pronounce it over in the East, and liked that one. Lots of fun. Didn't make a lick of sense, but I had fun with it. Watched Kamen Rider Build, and yes, I am still planning on eventually making a video for that, because I think Kamen Rider Build has a lot of good discussion points and a lot of interesting areas that they tackle, not quite perfectly, but I think in a way that demands a closer look. Plus, I really enjoyed the cast of Kamen Rider Build. I think that cast is one of the best ones I've seen in Kamen Rider so far, even though I haven't seen much of it, but just Sento, Banjo, and Gentoku alone, that's hard to beat. That's pretty hard to beat. Oh, did we get another donation? Whatever. Oh, so Hastings, right. Hastings, my man. Thank you again, Mark, for now the $2 donation, unless it's euros, in which case, my apologies. Thank you for both the donations, and thank you for the awesome question. And, oh, I should also say that I've also seen a fair bit of Kamen Rider 01, not all of it. I'm pretty far behind. I think the last episode I saw was about MC Check It Out, which is that is an episode, my friends. It's like, ooh, you thought the Robo Knight rap was something. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. But yeah, I think that's probably the most recent episode I saw, which puts me like, I don't know, 10, 12 behind. But I have mixed feelings overall on Kamen Rider 01. It's an interesting show to talk about, but I feel like a lot of the implications here and there leave a little bit to be desired, especially in like 1 or 2 episodes where it gets really like eyebrow raising. But I think kind of like Build, it's one of those situations where I enjoy the cast enough to where I can still say that I get a decent amount out of watching it, even with all the stuff that I noticed that gives me cause to pause. Like, I'm not a big Aruto fan, but I really, really like Fua, and I pretty much like the Metsubo Jinrai guys, and Izu's cute, so that's not too hard of a sell. And I've seen a little bit of Kamen Rider, blanking on the name. Well, I have seen 4 episodes of X-Aid, and I'll see more than 4 episodes of X-Aid at some point. And what was I just blanking out on? Fruits, Samurais, Kaito. Man, someone's probably already answered this in chat, but I'm not looking at it yet. I'm going to think... Gaim! There we go. Kamen Rider Gaim, yes. I've seen more episodes of that than X-Aid. That show is really, really good, so definitely plan to finish it at some point, and maybe a video down the line. We'll see, but like most Kamen Rider, it's not exactly short, so that'll take some doing. Oh man, I missed several donations, but I will get to them all. Oh my god, they don't let me scroll down. Wait a minute now. Okay. My man Patty, thank you for the €5. It is euros, because it doesn't look like the dollar sign. Nice. We're getting somewhere. Alright. Can't wait for Disney to buy Toei so they can cancel Super Sentai. My god, that would be something. And thank you, Rain Entertainment, for the $4.99. Thank you so much, my dude. And that should be all the donations. Yes. So now we can keep going through the chat and doing what it is that we do. Thank you again to everyone who has donated so far. And absolutely no pressure to do it, because obviously in times like these, we gotta pinch every penny we can, because more so than even normal. So I'm just looking at it now. Oh, sorry, I've missed the message. Sorry, Rain. A Reddit post about Eddie G's OG ending RPM. The Rangers lost to Venjix. Black Ranger turning evil, and Ziggy time traveling to stop K to make Venjix. Oh, that cut off at some point. I have seen those plans, however. I actually talked a little bit about that when I did the RPM rewrite video, which was a tricky part because a lot of the scripting for that video was deciding between, alright, so would Eddie Gazillion's original version of RPM be included, or do we assume that if things had gone differently, then his status as the showrunner would have also not maybe ended? But eventually, I think I decided, I don't even remember what I wrote for that video. I think I decided to just explain it and then do it as if the ending was still normal, presumably. I think that's what I did. So in that situation, Judlin would still be taking over and doing the whole sister, where art thou thingamawhatsit, and that's all good and fine. So I just got to the part in the chat where everyone is screaming Gaim because I couldn't remember it for the longest time. But I think that there are more messages much higher up the line. Oh yeah! Thank you, Tak. I almost forgot to mention Forze, which how did I even forget? Because Kamen Rider Forze is my favorite Kamen Rider series so far. I think it is surprisingly smart and well written in all of its bombastic, enthusiastic sort of inclinations. Like, and Nakashima is really good at that. Nakashima, for those of you who don't know, he also had a hand in creating Gurren Lagann, and he also had a hand in creating Kill la Kill. So him doing Fourze is kind of within a similar vein as those shows, where you get the audacity, you get that bombastic flair, but underneath all that is a genuine layer of cleverness and really speaking to the ideas present with a certain level of honesty that wasn't as much in a lot of other shows I've seen just within that sort of foundation. Okay. So, for those reasons and more, Kamen Rider Fourze is my favorite so far. And yes, that is Futaba Sakura in the corner as my chat alert-er. How do I feel about Power Rangers Dino Knights? Well, it was Dino Fury, isn't it? Well, Dino Knights would have been a fine name too, but honestly I'm a bit more interested in what the actual show will be like, because as many of you know, Simon Bennett is the new showrunner for what will now be the sort of official start of the Hasbro era now that, well, Beast Morphers technically isn't done airing here in the US, but it is for some reason done airing pretty much everywhere else. So I won't spoil anything here in case some of you are waiting for September to come around and for the new episodes to start here, but you know, I am looking forward to it because I'm not really sure what his vision will be, but from what little he has sort of revealed about his plans for the franchise, it could be interesting. So I definitely look forward to seeing what he has in store for the franchise. And honestly, I don't think that he needs to make a huge overhaul in terms of what Power Rangers is right now. Like, Beast Morphers in its totality, I think it's a really solid season, really fun. Some head scratching implications here and there, but operating with a genuine level of energy that makes me feel like they sort of balanced out sort of the extremes of certain Ranger eras and the extremes of others. So there was never a point in time where it felt like work to watch it, even though, whoa, sorry, that's my phone just sort of randomly flipped it over. But yeah. Oh my gosh, another donation. Okay, Patty, I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Patty, for the €5. Alright. Hello, everyone, if you just recently came in chat. Alright, so I'm definitely going to be missing a few questions here, but these are fast. Okay, so my favorite Megazord design, that's easy. It's the Wild Force Megazord that features the Red Falcon. I'm not gonna say its name because boy will YouTube ever snipe me if I do. It's one of many unfortunate things retroactively about Wild Force, sadly, but that would be my number one overall. And the saddest thing ever is child me trying to find that exact Megazord in the stores. I actually do have the Conga Megazord and the base Wild Force Megazord, though some Zords of it are missing, but that's back in Florida. So yeah, I got way too many toys as a kid. Like that's basically what I spent my allowance on. I, like, every other Sunday I'd be like, let's go to Toys R Us, let's buy another Ranger Megazord, let's buy another Transformers, especially when Armada was airing. Like, forget about it. I have like 7 of those things. 2 Optimus Primes, because in the Armada line there was like the base one and then like a smaller one that came with a different minicon. Like, say what you will about toy commercials turned into shows, but I'll be damned if they didn't work on me and exactly me. Let's see here. Beast Morpher Season 2 video. Great question. I'm sure a lot of people have a similar question. Don't know. I don't know if I'm going to release it after it stops airing here or at some point in the middle, because I feel like at this point a lot of people would have already gone out of their way to watch all the back half of Season 2 episodes and the finale, because the means to do so are available. And at this point, I think it makes sense to not wait exactly until the end to release it, or even start working on it for that matter, because, you know, the people that haven't seen everything there is to see about Beast Morphers yet don't have to watch my video yet, because obviously there will be spoilers in the video. So I don't have an exact date in mind, but hopefully sooner rather than later. Alrighty then. What's up, Sumit? What is the most underrated villain in Power Rangers? Jared / Daishi. Easy one. Do you like fan fiction books? If so, want a recommendation? I'm not big on reading. Like, I certainly have nothing against fan fiction, obviously. I write it. Check out Chronic Storm if you haven't, by the way. It's pretty good. I write that. It's pretty good. Not for nothing, but, you know, give it a shot. See what you think. I heard it's pretty good. But anyways. Jenny! Thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. Thank you very much. My first Kamen Rider was Kiva. Awesome. What was... Can people hear me now? It's telling me my stream status is good, and it's progressively dropping less and less frames. Yeah, we're back. Hold on, give me just 1 second, guys, because it's hot in my room. So I'm just gonna turn on the AC, and I will be right back with you. For those that haven't, it still says good. KB over S is good. Frame rate continues to hold. So just give me a second while I turn on my air conditioning, then I'll be right with you. Woo! Alright, much better. Alright. Can we still hear me? Alright. So, not sure what caused the initial whatever.